We have a brand new series of PES 2017, we call it Formation Domination. We'll be analyzing formations, which one of them would most likely beat the other. In this episode we cover 3-4-3. Alright guys, welcome back, Seb here. As I said, we're started a brand new series on PES 2017 that will cover PES in general and of course myClub. I want to analyze the formation 3-4-3. Why is this so effective? Even in real life, we've seen Conte, destroying Barclays Premier League. I mean, of course, no formation is perfect. Every formation has pros and cons. But right now, it seems like even in real life, most clubs are going 3 at the back. Different variety formats 3 at the back. Not the classic 3-5-2 ideally, but we're talking about 3-4-2-1 on the variety of it. But the 3-4-3 has been very, very effective. And on PES, 3-5-2, the classic one, it's not that effective, but 3-4-3 with the right tactics on myClub, it is very effective. Now, all these gameplays that you see, I mean, I've noticed some people say, oh, you're just uploading playing against noobs. No, but I don't need to justify it, but yeah, all these guys I'm playing are rated 1000 above. One of them is actually rated 2000. So as you can see, I will analyze the gameplay and we go in depth with the formation. With the formations, how it will work when you have the ball and when you don't have the ball. When it comes to 3-4-3, as always, it's all about triangle passing, pass and go. Look for triangles right there. As you can see how many triangles are there. You gotta take advantage. When you see triangles, you go quick passing. When you don't see a triangle, you hold the ball and wait for the team to shape up for a counter. Triangle passing is the best form of counter. If your tactic is counter attack, you want to play quick passing. If your tactic is position game, you want to build up slow until you see those triangles. The only time you want to go quick passing when you see your team shaping up little triangles. It doesn't have to be always passing forward. I mean, that's something a lot of people do, and I do it, especially when I stream. I do a lot of mistakes. Rushing your passing. When you do a passing, every pass doesn't have to go forward. Now, this was our first opponent. I believe he was, well, just under 1000 rating. But yeah, now the second match, we're gonna analyze the second match here as well. Again, I am using 3-4-3. This is myClub, by the way, and of course, if I was using normal divisions, would have a better chance of customizing the tactics. For me, Allegri was good, but Allegri's tactic is just not ideal for 3-4-3. But I gave it a try anyway. I mean, I played 7 games. I only drew 1. But I released him for one reason, because 3-4-3, especially with Allegri's tactic, it's not ideal. If you find Conte with Allegri's tactic, definitely sign him. And if you guys like this series, I will give you guys the best tactic for 3-4-3 if you guys interested. If we can hit at least 300 likes on this episode, I will give you the best tactics for 3-4-3, whether you use it on online divisions or you play, you try to find a manager that kinda has the tactics that I would recommend. Now, as you can see, when it comes to defending, again, against many formation, all opponents' players do get marked. For example, take a look at here. You might think you'll be open on the flank, where there you go, flank is covered. Now, this is obviously certain situations when playing against smart players, you know, it doesn't work the same way that you want to go to. There are so many factors. This is just a general tip. Like, I see people saying, oh, you get spammed on a flag, etc. We all have different visions. We all have different tactics. We all have different teams. We all have the way how we defend, Russian, not Russian, playing aggressive. I mean, I can say after Data Pack 3, I would honestly think AOD tactic, it's not recommended. I would say definitely conservative works the best, especially against people who spam the flank. Now, this guy again, we're going to I think if this was the third match. Yeah, I believe this guy is like 2000 rated. And as you can see, I'm playing against Diego Simeone. Now, 3-4-3 is most likely to beat any commonly used formations on myClub, starting with your classic 4-3-3, the variety of 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, or 4-4-2. Now, against 4-4-2, if you play smartly, I mean, we've seen Mourinho beating Chelsea. You know, Mourinho was using 4-4-2 and Chelsea was going 3-4-3. Now, as you can see, this is not my fault. As you can see, I am covering Cavani but yet he gets a ball. So when you concede goals like that, don't rage, it's not your fault. And one thing I always say, it isn't over until it's over. He gets another lucky goal, that's fine. In fact, this match was very interesting. You may think that he got lucky getting goals. Now, you will see by the end of this game what would happen. This was a fair and square goal, that's fine. Now, I'm losing 3-0. Would I rage? No. It ain't over till it's over. PES is a sea of tactic. Now, what I simply did, I knew he was using Diego Simeone. I know Diego Simeone is AOD, so I had to counter him. I had to pressure him around the box. The mistake I was doing, I was building deep in my own half. The advantage he had, he could counter me without getting countered because he's using AOD. So, I applied and at the same time, and particularly for this match, I was actually using the wrong marking, which kind of messed up my defense. But it doesn't matter, as I said. Now, we're losing 3-0. I actually activated Gegenpress. These are the situations where you just want to go all or nothing. Now, you might think this is a lucky goal. Yep, you could say that. But it's all about pressuring him. Because he was getting cocky, he was getting comfortable on the ball. When your opponent gets comfortable on the ball, it's kind of intimidating. And at the same time, you don't want your opponent to be comfortable on the ball. Now as you can see here again, countering with the triangle passing. I have a ball with the Robin, pass it to the striker, Morata's right there, and I'm keeping an eye on Ronaldo making the run on the flank, as you can see on the radar as well. Boom! Now, the key of this passing was actually to pass it in between the two defenders rather than going to the touchline. Sending a defender for a hot dog, boom! Now, if you analyze 3-4-3, guys, as I said, the reason why I did not keep Allegri, obviously this is my club. If I was using 3-4-3 in online division, that is different. I can use the exact tactic that I would think suits 3-4-3. Now again, I got the third goal back here. Lucky, unlucky, it's all about getting the pressure done. Especially this particular match was not that easy. I was playing against a guy who was rated 2000 and I was losing 3-0. So the pressure seemed to work. And this guy was smart enough to know how to break down 3-4-3. But in most cases, second half, I dominated the match. I dominated all his attack, did not concede a single goal. Now, this particular goal right here, I'm not sure if it was an offside. Didn't show it was offside. So I'm not sure if it was a foul, if it's an offside. I mean, if you analyze it right here, right there, Morata, yeah, could be offside. But then when he kicks the ball, he isn't offside. So in terms of when it comes to PES, how referees judge things, I don't know. But anyway, guys, as I said, we will continue with this new series. We have formation domination. We'll analyze different formation. Comment down below which formation do you want me to analyze for the upcoming match. As you can see, this guy was 2000 rated. And also, I don't want to focus only on tactics and tips because PES 2017 is almost over. If you guys want to watch 100% gameplay, make sure to join my live stream. You can catch up if you missed it as well. Now that we analyze the gameplay, I'm going to walk you through the 3-4-3, the system, how to customize it, how does it shape up in attack, and how does it shape up in defense. Now, this is the classic 3-4-3, whether you use 2 second strikers or wing forwards. This is how it shapes up. I personally use 2 SS. Now, I try to create a zigzag in the midfield, so that means you will always have a player up and down to cut down passes to the flank and cutting down passes that comes down the middle. In 3-4-3, when you lose the ball, they shape up into 5-4-1. And when you have the ball, it shapes up into 3-2-5. This is what I've noticed in the radar. Now, as you can see, when you're attacking with 3-4-3, this is how it's shaped up. You always have your LMF and RMF open. Generally, I use fullbacks, or at least one side is a natural fullback and the other side a natural winger. Now look, all these triangles that you will generate using 3-4-3, all these options, wide, narrow, etc. And also, it doesn't matter if you play against 4-3-3 or 4-2-2, you will always have an extra man in defense, as you can see it right there. It's just an example, and you always have an extra man in attack because your LMF and center back will occupy the opposition fullback when they overlap, and the striker. Now, this is an example for my club. If you want to build a squad with 3-4-3, take a note of the squad builder based on player cards and player positions and their ability, of course. Now there's one thing when it comes to football formation, like the evolution of formation and tactics in general when it comes to football. I remember back in the days when I was using, when we have LW and RW in PES, I used to create this formation which I call it MW, and this goes back into real life. In the 60s this formation was generated. It basically performs a shape of MW and it used to be very, very effective. You can do that in PES if you have 3-4-2-1, I believe. Ideally, if I want to suggest a tactic, a manager, if you're looking for a manager of myClub, look for a manager that have kind of similar tactic to this guy right here. This, if I was a manager, this is what I would. This would be my formation and my tactic. And also give this tactic a try on divisions and let me know how you go on. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to support the content by simply sharing it whatever you like. Drop a like and make sure to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, click on that bell so you get notified when I'm uploading next. I've been Sep. Until next time, ciao for now.